Welcome to Friday's Market Wrap-Up here at Wealth Creation Investing. Matthew Buckley, the Chief Investment Strategist at WCI. And really a flat week, just wallowing around in this market, looking for direction. We came out of earnings season tepid, right? Not too hot, not too cold. Typical Wall Street game of under-promise and over-deliver in effect. A lot of companies couldn't hit the ball over the net this quarter, so they lowered the net. And hey, surprisingly, they hit the ball over the lowered net. So earnings were a lot worse than indicated, in my opinion, but who cares? We have a Fed. We are in bizarro market right now where good news is good news, bad news is good news, and awful news is absolutely great news. So as you can see with the market action this week, just, kind of looking for direction. Again, out of earnings, and we're looking for direction for the next leg up in this Fed-induced market, right? I mean, let's go back to mid-June here and kind of debrief. Here's our Bernanke calling last call. Here's his bouncers running out after the world freaked out and our markets freaked out and said, no, everybody just chill out. Well, the Bernanke last week said, everybody just chill out. We're going to be here for a while. And then a bunch of his lieutenants now ran out and said, no, actually, we're not. So conflicting messages out of the Fed. It's going to confuse this market, and that's one of the reasons we're just flat this week. Telling my traders over at Top Gun Options with a couple of our weekly options positions just to hang out, because in a week that doesn't have a lot of macroeconomic data here in the United States, we're going to move based on China and Japan. So seeing a lot of red out of macroeconomic reports in Japan last night and into this morning. From money supply, CPI, PPI in China with misses, and consumer confidence over in Japan, fixed asset investment in industrial production and retail sales in China. Kind of a mixed bag here, folks. So our market is wallowing around based on, again, lukewarm economic data out of China, but we melt higher, folks. But here's a canary in the coal mine for me. Over at TD Ameritrade, their TD Ameritrade Investor Movement Index shows recently that the retail investor is now a net seller of equities. We've covered for a while that as this market gets really long in the tooth and the most hated rally ever continues on, a lot of retail investors have been jumping into the pool. Well, very interesting that recently the retail investors are starting to get cold feet. So as we go into the fall and our next Fed meeting in September and a potential budget fight in Washington, we're starting to see the retail investor just get a little bit nervous, which in my opinion is warranted. Okay, so we're wallowing around here on the S&P. We have a couple weekly options positions that essentially an iron butterfly at the 1695 level here on the SPX, which it is battling appropriately, and also a bull put spread on Goog. Goog's been under some pressure this week as well. With the overall market, you really can't. I think we go up next week, and this week was just kind of a take stock post earnings, and also an extremely low volume week. Just not too much driving this market, but you also can't fight $85 billion a month in liquidity that the Fed's pumping into this market, so I think we melt higher. Even with a wallow week, I think we start heading higher next week. Folks, make sure you join me or go to this page here, wealthcreationinvesting.com/free-alerts. We're going to do a couple live trading events, I believe, next week, but I'm going to be sending out some time-sensitive alerts because in this wallowing environment, I know as a retail investor or trader, it's kind of hard to find a direction. Well, as an options trader, I really don't care about direction. I could potentially make money whether the market's moving up, down, or sideways. So go to this page, enter your name, and you can throw in your cell phone number, and I'm going to text out some alerts over the next week or so, and then we're going to do a live trading event so you guys can see what I'm thinking in the market. Where do we go next? Because it's going to be a very, very interesting fall. Like I said, a budget fight in September, a Fed meeting in September, and October is typically the most volatile month in the in the year anyway. So going to be a very, very interesting fall as the market gets ready for the music to stop out of the Fed, and really whether or not you're going to have a seat or not when the music stops. I know I am, because I'm going to potentially profit no matter which way this market goes. So make sure you stop by wealthcreationinvesting.com/free-alerts, and we'll hook you up with some alerts that are on us for the next week, and then you can join us for a live trading session. All right, got to go. Folks, got to manage some weekly options trades over at Top Gun Options, trying to thread the needle with 16.95 iron butterfly. Okay, happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you for Monday's market outlook.